What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Smooth Malkuv coming at you with another Diablo 4 video. Today we're going to be talking about the developer update, which covered news regarding Season 1 and what's coming to Sanctuary in the not-so-distant future. We've got a bunch of news to get through, so let's dive right in. It's been about 5 weeks since D4 launched. There was a patch 1.0.4 this afternoon that increased the unique chance drops for Helltide chests. It also decreased the health pool and damage outputs for Vernard, Brol, and Sarak, the first two being story bosses, so if you've already completed the story, you do not have to worry about that. But Sarak has the Hollowed Glacier dungeon boss, so if you are ever finding yourself in that dungeon again, be sure to give her the old faster smack. The cap for crafting materials has been raised from 999 to 9999, so be sure to pick up everything you see and hold it dear close to your heart. The updates to quality of life will continue as the time goes on, and there will be one more big patch with the release of Season 1, which we will now get into. Season 1, Season of the Malignant. There's going to be a patch getting ready for this release on the 18th. There'll be new balance changes as well as new items that we will be able to access in the Eternal Realm when this patch comes out. The actual season will release on the 20th of July. It's about just under 2 weeks from now. It'll be a Thursday, so literally 2 weeks from now. And it will take place after the events of the main story. Corruption is spreading across Sanctuary through the hearts of creatures, and it is up to us, the players, to hunt these creatures down and harness their strengths for ourselves. If you had the joy of watching the teaser trailer, you'd know there is an individual by the name of Coremind, an ex-priest of the light, who has come up with a way to literally rip the hearts out of these monsters and use their powers against them. This brings back new enemies, new legendaries, and new uniques that we will be able to collect and fight as we make our way through Sanctuary again. With the addition of this new threat, there are new enemies and a new mechanic. These enemies are known as Malignant Elites, and they will drop cursed hearts, which can be collected with a Cage of Binding, which will spawn an even stronger elite that when defeated will drop a Caged Heart. The Caged Hearts can be socketed in jewelry slots like we do our jewels right now, and there are 32 of these new malignant powers. Examples such as being the Caged Heart of the Bacana. It can be inserted into any vicious malignant socket found on jewelry. Critical strikes electrically charge the enemy for 2.89 seconds, causing lightning to arc between them and any other charged enemies, dealing 64 lightning damage. I know for a fact that if I end up rolling a lightning sork, this will be one of the ones I'm looking for. Sockets on jewelry items will have a color associated to them. Hearts can only be placed in sockets that match their color. We currently have no way, and we have not been notified of any way to change those sockets' colors. So you'll have to find specifically jewelry that matches them. Hearts can be broken down if you have no longer a use for them into a new crafting material, which we'll be able to use to craft items such as invokers. These invokers can be used in malignant tunnels, which are basically dungeons that have a higher chance of finding malignant creatures. And we can use those evokers to pinpoint a specific malignant type so we can get a specific malignant colored jewelry to spawn. As we did when the story began, this season will start in Kyovashad and your characters will start at level 1. You will still have access to your eternal characters in their own realm, but no gear or any items will carry over to the seasonal realm. You'll be able to immediately start seasonal content if you finish the main campaign on even one character, and that will immediately give you access to the Season Journey feature. Note, you do not have to buy the premium battle pass to have access to this feature. The seasonal journey feature encompasses 7 chapters with objectives that need to be completed one by one to move to the next chapter. You do not have to finish all objectives to move to the next chapter, however, so if you are not a fan of PvP or one such area in particular, you may be able to skip that entirely and still be able to move on to the next chapter. These chapters will have rewards such as favor drops, which we use to progress your Battle Cat Pass, item rewards, and new legendary aspects, that some of which will be added to the Codex of Power after collection. It will also include titles and cosmetics that will be character-wide. Battle Pass itself will also have cosmetics, some emotes, and a new currency called Smoldering Ashes. These ashes are used to unlock the seasonal blessings, which we will get into here in a second. The Battle Pass itself has 27 free reward tiers, so even if you do not want to pay to unlock the Battle Pass, you still get some nice, crispy loot. These free rewards and these premium rewards will be accessible to anyone who buys the premium Battle Pass. Now on to the blessings. Blessings will only affect the current season's characters, but they will affect all of the seasonal characters you create. The ashes that you get from the Battle Pass can be used to increase the rankings of these blessings, and we can see in the graphic that there are 5 blessings here, and these ashes will also have level requirements, so you can't just use them as soon as you get them unless you're already at that level. Going on to the renown for the season, Fog of War, as well as Altars of Lilith that you have carried and areas that you have discovered, will already carry over from your highest progressing character. Note, you will have to log in on the day of the patch on your highest progressing character in order for the progress from that character to carry over. This will give you about 2 renown tiers per area if you have completed everything. 2 renown tiers per area with a little bit into the 3rd tier, which equates to about 5 skill points and 9 potions at level 1 as you enter into the season. Here is my checklist of things to do before the season starts. Make sure to clear all Fog of War throughout the map. If you have not located every single area and discovered every single area, be sure to do that before the season starts. Find all the Altars of Lilith, and of course, if you have not, complete the campaign. When the patch comes out on the 18th, please be sure to log in on your character with the most progress. This progress will be saved for all seasons going forward if they do not change how this implementation works. And as I mentioned earlier, there will be a massive patch coming with Season 1. It is said to be bigger than patch 1.0.3. It'll be patch 1.0.5, assumedly, if not 1.1. And they labeled it as a chonker of a patch, so I, for one, am looking forward to it. On to the last bit of the dev talk. There is the Q&A section where a couple questions were answered that are good to know for the future. And updates on respeccing characters. They're looking into the gold economy for respeccing. You know, we've talked a lot about how it costs a good amount of money to respec your character currently, and they are looking into either changing the way that that works or possibly lowering the cost overall. But we will be getting what are called Scrolls of Amnesia with the current season, which will allow you to reset your entire character, skills, and Paragon points included for no cost. Will seasonal mechanics go to Eternal Realm after the season? We got word that initially, no. However, they said that they have the right reserved to add whatever mechanics they think are interesting and fun to the Eternal Realm in the future. So on the chance that a mechanic ends up being very well balanced and very fun for everybody, devs included, we might possibly see that implemented further down the road. But there is nothing saying that that mechanic will go into play right after the season ends. Will cosmetics be transferable to seasonal characters? Everything that you have earned in your Eternal Realm characters and everything that you earn on a seasonal character as far as cosmetics go will transfer over to all of your characters. So that stuff is going to be account-wide. Will we be able to teleport directly into Nightmare Dungeons? The ability to teleport to Nightmare Dungeons just by popping the sigil and going to your map is something that was added just recently. However, a lot of people have complained about the fact that they teleport and then they start running in the opposite direction because they expect to be in the dungeon when they do teleport. and they're talking about the fact that this is a mechanic that was added in because players requested it, but it was not something that was originally planned. So they are now looking into teleporting directly into the dungeons instead of teleporting outside of them, which will save us a couple loading screens for sure. But there is no word on whether or not this change will come with Season 1. Will changes be made mid-season or in between seasons? So there was a bit of runaround regarding to this question, but basically they will make big changes whenever necessary and not on a set schedule, just as when they see fit. The smaller patches and notes will be made on a more regular basis, but we do not have a schedule for those either. Will stash space change? They mentioned this is currently being looked at, but there are no changes at this time that we'll be going through. Lastly, a new class for D4. This was a funny one because Rob was literally standing off screen and they asked him and he said, there are no announcements at this time. So that's not a no, there are no classes coming, but we do not have any confirmation. That is all in regards to the developer update. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Diablo 4 content. If you've got any questions or comments, please be sure to leave a comment and I'll answer it as best as I can. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.